Look, police, they built all this up. We know you got training for a flu outbreak in the last year before they even launched this. Don't you see how they built the infrastructure, and right as it was complete, as the paint was drying, they launched this because they're behind schedule. This is staged. The flu shot doesn't protect you. It's deadly. The government's been caught putting chemical and biologicals in shots before. They're eugenicists. They have a plan for this. The globalists are trying to take down America. This is real. It's really happening. You've got to stand with the people and spread the word. If we don't do that, it's going to be bad. And we may not even completely stop them, but at least we can weaken what they do and hope they just fearmonger and settle for getting some soft-kill cancer viruses and sterilants implanted in 20, 30 million idiots that take the shots. Steve has quit doing his radio show. The only two shows he'll do are this one and George Schnorri's. We're honored to have him. He's going to pop back in next week with us. I want to go to your calls in this segment and the next. Before he leaves us, I want to get his take on Holdren's Eugenics Bible, White House Science Czar. I mean, they have a history of this. They've been caught doing it, and clearly this flu is just a hoax unless they release something more deadly to get the public to take the shot. But they're certainly using it to federalize and internationalize and take over. So that's coming up. Right now, we've got Steve in Chicago. Steve, you're on the air.
Yes, Alex and Steve. I don't know if you followed it, but Mutual Bank, that was a local chain with branches in Texas, was closed in the Chicago area. Significance is that they originated through Tony Rezko, Obama's mortgage. So they announced it at 6 o'clock on Friday. I have money there as a deposit.
I'm going to let you go, Steve. I expressly ask callers to call and ask. You know, we're hurtling towards September and October and November and December. They're openly saying lockdown, troops on the streets, forced inoculation on CNN. Obama is a puppet. He's dropping like a stone. That's why they're going to stage something. And I just asked you to call in about the big, serious issue. Okay? No more of this, callers. When I have a special guest on and we're covering a specific issue and I open the phones up, I'm not going to do it. Stan in Missouri, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello, Steve and Alex. I believe that our own worst enemy is going to be in our own home, because I'm going to tell you why. I believe a lot of your relatives are going to try to coerce you in taking these flu vaccinations, and I want Steve's take on this.
Well, I mean, I believe the literal scripture that says the enemy of a man's life are going to be those of his own household. What happens when a husband won't and a wife will? What happens when the kids can't go to school? Because, and let me make the plea to everyone, do not sacrifice your family or your children or any loved ones for convenience. Get out of the necessity to be where you're not going to be able to be if you don't get the flu shot. Take your life into your own hands. But I agree with you, caller. I've watched it happen too many times, even in my own family with a former son-in-law.
Well, they know how to scare people. They know how to create hysteria. They know how to create fear. Thank you, Stan. Great point. And to create that stampeding, that herding the people over the edge of the cliff. That's why before we get into that area, and Steve's right, it's happening now, the fear-mongering, the hype by the enemy. We're saying be scared because we know their shots have been deadly. We know they engineered the swine flu outbreak from the military base with inoculations in 76. I mean, even 60 Minutes admits that. I mean, what we're telling you is a fact. Don't take the shots, folks. I mean, what happens when real flu deaths start by the tens of thousands? They're going to hype it. If they almost had total lockdown over a couple deaths, what's going to happen with thousands, Steve?
Well, here's the deal, too, Alex. I don't think people understand that in the chemtrail spraying that's been gone on, which is not BS, it's real, and there are multiple factions incorporating multiple projects within the chemtrail spraying, is that would be the preliminary, if you will, poison to be followed by a secondary or a tertiary injection. People have got to ask yourself, why are they saying that some kids will have to have 4 different shots? I absolutely am appalled, and it's abhorrent to me as a human being that these devils, these monsters, would use children as guinea pigs, and not just your kids or my grandkids, but everybody's kids. And we are not fit to be called human beings, and we are not fit to be called parents if we sit by and do nothing. Now, if the kids are old and they take that against our counsel, then that's in God's hands. But the bottom line is, Alex, this is not just the flu. Here's what I want everyone to start thinking of. Think of the word viral cocktail, and it will be more accurate than H1N1 or H1N5.
Well, think about this. They're saying they want to give people all these experimental shots. It's already going on, already killing people, already causing adverse reactions. The Gardasil's killing a bunch of people. They don't care. Bayer's shipping out HIV and shots, killing people. They don't care. Bird flu vaccines, killing people in mass. Mainstream news, the media goes, oh, that's no big deal. That's acceptable losses. Meanwhile, I mean, this is just so incredible to see. They admit it's mutating in the people and could create something. Do they know this is designed to mutate into something deadly? Because normally a virus mutates into something harmless or less harmful. How can they be saying for a certainty it's going to be devastating? I mean, that shows it's engineered.
It does show it's engineered. Let me just put everyone into perspective historically. When mad cow disease first became of any concern to anyone, I started saying, listen, it's a bioweapon. Here's the history. It was basically designed from something in New Guinea called kuru. The headhunters who would eat their fallen enemies, they were developing a form of spongiform encephalopathy. That was taken to the U.S. military's bioweapons development program. The bottom line is, Alex, what they're going to pour out on people, and literally pour out in whatever manner, way, shape, or form, is going to be a viral cocktail, and it's going to be so horrifically lethal that it would not surprise me.
Well, look, it's also going to be soft kill, a lot of it. People are dying of cancer at age 5 now. They're getting Alzheimer's when they're 30. I mean, people are dying left and right. They are doing it.